5 questions then for the Southside YouTube channel. I am joined by X-pac. Thank you very much for joining me, sir.
Thank you very much.
First and foremost then, welcome to Southside Wrestling. How are you enjoying yourself? It's your second time here now. How are you enjoying it?
Well, this is the first class operation. So, just, being back in the UK is great anyways, because the talent here is, to me right now, the best in the world. And so when I'm able to get in the ring with talent like this, with these young guys that are so hungry and so skilled, it's like I'm almost like a vampire. I suck some of that back off of them, and it helps keep me young.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to mention about UK talent. It seems to be wrestling is now going back to the old days of people travelling the world and getting a lot of experience. You've got to go to Mexico, you've got to go to Japan, you've got to come to the UK, you've got to do America. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I hear people say a lot of times, oh, it's not like it used to be. You always hear that shit whenever you're in
any walk of life you do.
Yeah, about everything, whether it's TV or movies or whatever. Yeah. But it's never going to be like it used to be. Like things are always going to change. But I hear people say wrestling's dead, things like that. Absolutely not. Okay, some people may not like, it might not be their cup of tea what they see on WWE right now, or TNA or whatever. Seems like TNA's pretty popular
over here, particularly, yeah,
in Europe, right? But I travel all over the world, and I work for WWE still, but I'm blessed to be able to do this, to be here with you, and go around and I see that wrestling is healthy.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, you've seen the crowd last night and the night before. They're buying into it. They're loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it might not, just because people think that, okay, they don't like what's on the big two or whatever, doesn't mean that, like I just said, I already said it, the industry is healthy, and it's going to continue to get healthy. And this is another thing that I was discussing with some of the guys, and another promoter that was here visiting with Ben. Yeah. That the promoters here in the UK aren't trying to, ripping each other's posters off of the, walls and trying to sabotage their shows, and that's such negativity, and it might get somebody somewhere in the short run, they'll mess somebody's show up or do this, but in the long run, it just does nothing but hurt wrestling.
Well, and the guys and girls working in the business as well.
Yes, and here in the UK, all these promoters seem to work in harmony, and the business over here is so much healthier for it.
Do you think as well that the internet has helped with, it's made the wrestling world smaller, so you can watch Mexican wrestling from anywhere in the country, you can watch Japanese wrestling from anywhere without tape trading? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, see, I used to do that, the tape trading when I was a kid, and that was the only way we got to see everything, but so now, it helps to have TV, obviously, but with the internet and everything, you can run a wrestling promotion, a successful wrestling promotion, without having a national television contract.
You're not relying on the local community coming to watch it. You can have people all over the world watching it and investing as much into it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That leads me into the main topic of conversation at the moment, is the death of kayfabe. As a man who was around during the Click and the Madison Square Garden curtain call and all the things that happened along with that, to 2015, and people are saying kayfabe is over. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, some people like to say that my friends and I helped put the final nail in the kayfabe coffin, but it didn't need any help.
True.
Really, I don't know. I mean, I understand where some people are coming from that are in, the people that have been in the business. Yeah. And, because part of me is still traditional, and was brought up in the traditional sense in that. But if you don't change with the times, you're going to get left behind. And when you have UFC, well, MMA, whatever, no holds barred, it used to be called before that. You know, people know what's up. You know, it's who the fuck are we kidding here?
Well, also, yeah, don't treat your audience like they're stupid.
Exactly. So, I mean, what is kayfabe really? I mean, if you want to talk about like using the magician for an analogy, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, for them, kayfabe is what? Not giving up the secrets of their magic tricks?
Or is it saying we are actually doing real magic, you know? Is it that?
But magicians aren't doing that. They're not telling everybody what they're doing is real.
Well, I watch Star Wars films. I know that didn't really happen. I know Daniel Craig plays James Bond. It doesn't affect my viewing of those films and my entertainment.
And people have to understand that if the people invest emotionally in somebody, they're going to be just as passionate about it, whether they think it's whether they know in the back of their minds it's a show or a genuine.
Well, you could argue that
competition.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue the death of kayfabe has come from people having the opportunity to learn more about the people they've invested their time in.
Sure.
Final question then: how are you enjoying your status as a veteran and a legend when you're coming over here and you get like guys like Will Ospreay, Robbie X, oh, you've tagged with Robbie as well, looking up to you? How are you enjoying that status as, oh, all of a sudden I've become a veteran?
Yeah, it's something else that I was talking with, I think, James Storm about.
Yeah.
You know, because one moment in time you're that young guy.
I would say X-pac is the personification of being a young rebel.
Sure. Well, I mean, my longtime friends still call me kid.
Yeah.
So, and I always was a kid, you know, for so many years, you know, and it's oh wow, just all of a sudden here I am, and I'm very grateful that I'm at this point in my career, like you know, you said, but. Because I started such a young age, I can still go out there and do it.
Exactly, yeah. And you have done this weekend.
Thank you. And you know, I had a lot of help from a lot of excellent talent out there to be surrounded with. You know,
Brilliant.
So yeah, man, it doesn't suck.
No.
Let me just say that it feels really good. The respect that I get from all the not just the younger guys, but my peers and you know, the promoters and just everybody, you know.
It's a wonderful way to end. X-pac, thank you very much, my friend.
Right,
Please.